Welcome to an enthralling journey through the history of global currency, the de-dollarization movement, and India's pivotal role in this revolution. As we navigate the complex world of global finance, it's crucial to understand how the past has shaped the present and how India is leading the charge toward a new financial order. From the gold standard era to the reign of the US dollar, we'll explore the fascinating evolution of global currency and the growing momentum for de-dollarization. The origins of currency pegging and the world's reserve currency. A. The gold standard. The gold standard era was a time when countries pegged their currencies to gold, which served as a universal measure of value. This system provided stability in exchange rates, facilitating international trade and investment. Under the gold standard, a country's money supply was directly linked to its gold reserves, ensuring that each unit of currency was backed by a specific amount of gold. Source: Investopedia. The gold standard reigned supreme until the early 20th century when the upheavals of World War I and the Great Depression led to its eventual decline. B. The Bretton Woods Agreement. In the aftermath of World War II, the international community sought to establish a new monetary system to replace the gold standard. The Bretton Woods Agreement, signed in 1944, laid the groundwork for the modern global financial system. Under this agreement, the US dollar was established as the world's reserve currency, with other currencies pegged to it at fixed exchange rates. The US dollar, in turn, was pegged to gold at a fixed rate, making it the anchor of the global monetary system. Source: IMF. C. The US dollar as the world's reserve currency. The implications of the US dollar being the world's reserve currency were far-reaching. As the anchor of the global monetary system, the dollar became the primary currency for international trade and finance. Countries held their foreign exchange reserves in dollars, and commodities like oil were priced and traded in dollars. This status allowed the US to maintain a strong influence over the global economy and geopolitics. As the dollar's dominance grew, so did the demand for dollar-denominated assets, solidifying its position as the world's primary reserve currency. The emergence of petrodollars and the reign of the US dollar. A. The end of the gold standard. In the early 1970s, the US abandoned the gold standard due to growing economic pressures, including mounting inflation and a rising budget deficit. President Richard Nixon announced the suspension of the dollar's convertibility into gold in 1971, effectively ending the Bretton Woods system. This shift led to the adoption of floating exchange rates, wherein the value of a currency is determined by supply and demand in the foreign exchange market. B. The birth of the petrodollar system. The petrodollar system emerged in the 1970s as a result of a series of agreements between the US and OPEC countries, particularly Saudi Arabia. In exchange for security and military support, these oil-producing nations agreed to the price and sell their oil exclusively in US dollars. This arrangement significantly bolstered the US dollar's status as the world's reserve currency, as the global oil demand created a constant demand for dollars. Source: Investopedia. C. The impact of the petrodollar on the global economy. The petrodollar system has had far-reaching effects on the global economy and geopolitics. It has reinforced the US dollar's dominance, providing the US with significant economic advantages, such as the ability to finance its deficits through the issuance of dollar-denominated debt. However, the petrodollar system has also contributed to global imbalances, with countries accumulating massive amounts of US dollar reserves, leading to economic and financial vulnerabilities. The de-dollarization movement, rationale and beginnings. A. Economic sanctions and currency crises. The increasing use of economic sanctions by the US has driven countries to seek alternatives to the US dollar to reduce their vulnerability. As the dollar is the dominant currency in global trade and finance, countries targeted by US sanctions face severe economic consequences. The prospect of being cut off from the dollar-based financial system has motivated nations to explore ways to bypass the dollar, such as trading in other currencies or creating their payment systems. Source: CNBC. B. The rise of China and the Chinese yuan. China's emergence as a major economic power has also contributed to the de-dollarization movement. With its growing economic influence, China has been promoting the international use of its currency, the yuan, also known as the renminbi. The Chinese yuan has gained traction as an alternative to the US dollar in trade and investment, particularly among countries participating in China's Belt and Road Initiative. C. Early steps towards de-dollarization. Several countries have taken early steps to reduce their reliance on the US dollar. For example, Russia and China have signed currency swap agreements and established a joint credit rating agency to reduce their dependence on dollar-denominated assets. Additionally, some countries, like Iran and Venezuela, have attempted to bypass the dollar by trading oil in other currencies or through barter arrangements. These early efforts signal a growing desire among nations to challenge the US dollar's dominance in the global financial system. India and the BRICS nations spearheading the de-dollarization movement, a bright future for India. A. The formation of the BRICS bloc. The BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, represent a formidable economic alliance working collaboratively to create an alternative currency system. Accounting for a significant portion of the world's population and GDP, these countries have realized the need for a more diversified and resilient global financial system that reduces reliance on the US dollar. India, with its burgeoning economy, robust demographic dividend, and strong political leadership, has emerged as a critical player within the BRICS bloc. As a rapidly growing global power, India is well positioned to drive transformative changes in the international financial landscape. B. The New Development Bank, NDB. One of the major initiatives launched by the BRICS nations is the establishment of the New Development Bank, NDB, in 2014. The NDB aims to mobilize resources for infrastructure and sustainable development projects in BRICS countries and other emerging economies. This new institution presents a direct challenge to the dominance of the US dollar and traditional institutions like the World Bank by providing an alternative source of development finance, denominated in the currencies of its member countries. Source: NDB. India, as a founding member of the NDB, has played an instrumental role in shaping the bank's objectives and operations. The NDB offers India an opportunity to access much-needed financing for its ambitious infrastructure and development projects while simultaneously reducing dependency on dollar-denominated debt. Additionally, India's influence within the NDB enables it to showcase its leadership capabilities and promote sustainable development practices in the region. C. The case for a common digital currency. The prospect of a common digital currency among the BRICS nations is an exciting development that could further accelerate the de-dollarization movement. A digital currency, backed by the central banks of the BRICS countries, could facilitate cross-border transactions, reduce transaction costs, and minimize exposure to fluctuations in the US dollar. This common currency could serve as a new means of international trade and investment, potentially reshaping the global financial landscape and weakening the dominance of the US dollar in the process. India, with its advanced digital infrastructure and ambitious digital initiatives, is uniquely poised to lead the development and adoption of a common digital currency within the BRICS bloc. India's digital payment ecosystem, supported by the government's push for financial inclusion, has already laid the groundwork for a seamless transition to a digital currency. By taking a proactive role in the creation and implementation of a common digital currency, India can further solidify its position as a global leader in digital innovation and finance. In conclusion, India's role in the BRICS bloc and its active participation in initiatives like the New Development Bank and a potential common digital currency underscores its growing influence in the global financial landscape. As India continues to embrace its position as a driving force in the de-dollarization movement, the country stands to benefit from increased financial resilience, enhanced global leadership, and a brighter future on the world stage. Thanks for watching. Kindly check the description for the study material.